To Robert and Janet, from Angela Andriashi, Child Welfare Worker. Below are the perimeters for visitation. Child and Family Services would like you to have regular visitation with your children. However, the requirements below must be followed in order for visitation to occur. At no time will any video or audio recording devices, including cameras, be used during parenting time and/or during contact with the caseworker or service providers. Failure to comply will result in your visit being terminated. There will be no questions or concerns regarding this case discussed in the presence of the children. All concerns will be directed toward the caseworker and/or your attorney in private. Failure to comply will result in your visit being terminated. Parents will ensure that discussions, topics, and situations during supervised visitation promote a healthy environment and are in the best interest of the children. Failure to comply will result in your visit being terminated. Comments made to the children that are deemed inappropriate at any time may result in postponement of future visits. All visitation is to be supervised by Child and Family Services staff. Any additional supervision must be approved by the court. Parenting time is designated for parents. At no time will an unauthorized party attend parenting time. Any additional parties must be authorized through Child and Family Services, the Department of Human Services, and/or the court. A nutritious snack, food, or drink for the children will be provided by the parents. Diapers and wipes will also be provided by the parents during the supervised visits. Bags containing contents required for visitation will be subject to examination prior to visitation. No other personal items will be brought into Child and Family Services under any circumstances. Failure to comply will result in your visit being terminated. No form of physical punishment or humiliation during the visits. Failure to comply will result in your visit being terminated. Supervision of the children is the responsibility of the parents. Parents are to be expected to watch the children at all times and not leave that responsibility up to the service providers. The visitation room will be cleaned up by the end of the visits. Parents are required to provide 1 business day notice of a cancel visitation. The primary goal is to have a cooperative relationship between the caseworker and parents in order to achieve family reunification. Your full cooperation is required to proceed with parenting time. Please acknowledge receipt of this email stating your willingness to follow the perimeters set forth for visitation. Additionally, upon arrival for visitation, parents will sign an acknowledgement stating their agreement to follow the perimeters outlined. Sincerely, Angela Andriashi. My response letter back to the Child Welfare Worker, Robert and Janet Coleman. Dear Angela, we received your letter in regards to the perimeters for visitation. You stated that Child and Family Services would like you to have regular visitation with your children. However, the requirements below must be followed in order for visitation to occur. If that statement were true and correct, then you would not continue to cancel our scheduled visits with our children. Why didn't we receive these perimeters for visitation before now, if they were in existence? Wouldn't we have been given them before our first visit? We've had 5 supervised visits with our children, and 4 visits have been canceled. We had our camera during prior visits and freely took pictures, but this was never mentioned previously. Included in your perimeters, you state that there will be no questions or concerns regarding this case discussed in the presence of the children. All concerns will be directed toward the caseworker and/or your attorney in private. We do not control our children's thought process. Caitlin has a free will, and she wants and deserves answers. We can't possibly stop her from asking questions about her life and future. Why is it okay for you to question Caitlin in your guise of it's a secret, yet we are not allowed to exchange normal questions between parent and child? You also stated that parents will ensure that discussions, topics, and situations during supervised visitation promote a healthy environment and are in the best interest of the children. Failure to comply will result in your visit being terminated. Caitlin was obviously coached before the visit as to what she is and is not allowed to say. Normally a free-spirited, outspoken child, Caitlin was in fear of disclosing the truth to us under the watchful eye of you as the caseworker. We have absolutely no problem bringing the necessities for our children, but we do have a problem with you trying to continuously violate our constitutional rights and us. You stated that bags containing contents required for visitation will be subject to examination prior to visitation. Again, these are new rules that you are making up as you go along. We were never informed of this, and you never searched anything we brought in before now. Do you have a search warrant for these searches you want to conduct? In your closing paragraph, you state, the primary goal is to have a cooperative relationship between the caseworker and parents in order to achieve family reunification. Your full cooperation is required to proceed with parenting time. You mention family reunification, and you make continuous threats with canceling our visitation time with our children if we do not comply. Yet, we've done nothing to deserve this abuse from you. We have cooperated with everyone that we've came in contact with since our children were viciously removed away from us. Regardless of how much we cooperate with you, you continue to cancel our visits. You tell us not to ask our children any questions. Caitlin and Ashley are our children. We have every right to inquire about their mental and physical well-being, and it's not in our nature to not have concerns for them. Our parental rights have not been terminated. We wish to continue making all decisions pertaining to the rearing and upbringing of our children. We have not, nor do we intend, to forfeit any legal right afforded to us as parents. With that being said, we refuse to sign off on any of your constitutional rights, on any of our constitutional rights. Therefore, we will not comply with your fictitious perimeters for visitation. You are canceling the visit you scheduled for Monday due to our refusal to give up our rights to an illegal search. At this time, we'd like to also make you aware of the fact that we are in the process of reviewing our options for other sources of supervision during our visits. We are also filing a motion for more frequent and meaningful visitation. In addition, we will also be filing a grievance with the Department of Human Services in regards to your inappropriate behavior and continuous threats. You are supposed to be looking out for the best interests of the children, but instead worry needlessly about us recording family moments. Thank you for your immediate response. Sincerely, Robert and Janet Coleman.